Keeping the global internet running, it's not just about, plugging in a few cables. It is an absolutely high-stakes mission. Think about it. One wrong move, and literally entire cities can go dark. So today, in this explainer, we're diving into the incredibly rigorous rules from the Etisalat Academy. These are the protocols that take everyday technicians and transform them into disciplined network guardians. Because out there on the telecommunications frontline, strict discipline is pretty much the only thing standing between us and absolute disaster.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider this your military-style briefing for surviving the telecom frontline. We're going to cover the art of reporting, teamwork under pressure, boundaries of authority, the core network, and finally, absolute power safety.
All right, Section 1, the art of reporting.
Now, at the Academy, reporting isn't just filling out some boring paperwork. It's the critical transition from doing the physical work to actually closing the incident. The core philosophy here is dead simple. Never tell a story, report data. See, the Network Operations Center, the NOC, they are dealing with thousands of alerts. They literally do not have time for vague stories. If a tech calls in and just kind of guesses at what happened, management instantly flags them as a weak link. They need hard facts, not guesswork.
Let's walk through what they call the 30-second report drill to show you what I mean. Say you've got an amateur. They might just call up and say, "Hey, I fixed the power and it's working now." That's an instant fail. But listen to the professional approach. Replace power cable, voltage checked at 230V, alarm cleared, site fully operational. See the difference? That precise data-driven response is exactly how you earn immediate trust.
To make sure they hit that level of precision every single time, technicians rely on a script called the REAP framework. It breaks down like this. Result: what is the current status of the service? Evidence: what test results actually prove the fix, like a successful ping latency of 12 milliseconds? Action: what exact physical steps were taken? And prevention: what can we do to mitigate this in the future? Sticking to this framework ensures that absolutely no crucial detail is ever left out when calling the NOC.
Moving on to Section 2, Teamwork Under Pressure.
When a major active outage hits, the technician on the ground becomes a massive force multiplier. They are the NOC's literal eyes on the ground. Now, what's really interesting about this example is the stark contrast in communication styles during a crisis. An amateur might just say, "I'm working on it," which leaves everyone completely in the dark. But a professional, they provide continuous, incremental updates. Something like, "Opening fiber tray, I see physical damage, 5-minute update." That constant flow of information allows the NOC to manage panicking customer expectations in real time.
Which brings us to a massive golden rule drilled into trainees during live restoration roleplays. Never ghost the NOC. Seriously, going completely silent during a chaotic, high-pressure restoration is the absolute worst thing a field technician could possibly do. If you need 10 minutes to splice a really complex cable, you have to explicitly tell the NOC you are going silent for 10 minutes. A technician who communicates is a technician who is trusted.
Let's shift gears to Section 3, the boundaries of authority.
It's really important to establish that defining what a junior technician should not do is just as critical to network survival as what they should do. So, the crucial point is this: access does not mean authority. Just because a tech can physically log into a router's console port absolutely does not mean they have the authority to actually change its configuration. In fact, there are 4 major forbidden zones for field techs. First, touching routing tables or protocols. Do that wrong and you cause a routing loop, black-holing an entire region's traffic. Second, altering VLANs and trunking breaks logical network separations. Third, initiating firmware or OS upgrades. One mistake and you've permanently bricked a device. And fourth, tweaking security policies or firewalls. Actually, scratch that. Even touching firewalls without authorization exposes the company to massive cyber vulnerabilities. These zones are strictly left to the senior engineers.
Escalating things even further, we hit Section 4, the core network.
If customer access sites are the local roads, the core network is the international superhighway. It is an absolute no-fly zone for field technicians. So ask yourself, what actually happens if you make an unauthorized change to a core device? Think about the scale here. We aren't just talking about a single family losing Wi-Fi.
The reality is a terrifying scenario. A single port on a core switch aggregates traffic for 10,000 or more users. These devices run on incredibly complex MPLS and BGP dependencies. Just one unintended change can trigger a cascading network storm that completely black holes telecommunications for an entire city. It's totally wild. Because the risk is so astronomically high, technicians use a strict stop and verify protocol when sent to a core site for routine maintenance. Step 1. Check in with a knock before even entering. Step 2. Conduct a visual-only inspection of your specific task area. And Step 3. Absolutely no laptops plugged into any core device. In these situations, the technician acts only as an early warning system.
Finally, we reach our last and definitely most dangerous section: absolute power safety.
We are moving past network outages now, directly into actual life and death territory. Let me ask you this. What do you think happens if you bypass a simple fuse or a circuit breaker, just trying to get the power back on quickly? Seems like a clever quick fix in the field, right?
Wrong. The chilling reality is that the equipment will just burn up instead of tripping the breaker. By removing that built-in safety protection, you are guaranteeing a catastrophic fire or massive equipment destruction the very next time a fault occurs down the line. Because of this, junior technicians are strictly prohibited from touching these 3 physical danger zones without specialized electrical certification: battery and DC plants, AC distribution boards, and UPS power modalities. Honestly, even doing something as simple as moving a plug from a red UPS-backed outlet to a standard outlet can completely doom critical equipment during the next minor grid fluctuation. And if you think a DC battery bank is harmless, remember this warning from the Academy training. A short circuit causes an instantaneous explosion and molten metal spray. The energy stored in a telco battery bank is equivalent to a high-capacity car battery on absolute steroids. If you short it, it doesn't just spark, it literally welds metal together and destroys the entire equipment rack. That immense, explosive danger is exactly why there is a strict professional emergency protocol. If you arrive at a site and see sparks, smoke, or melting plastic, the steps are clear. 1. Do not touch anything. 2. Evacuate the immediate area. 3. Kill the main power, but only if it's safe to do from a distance. And 4. Alert the NOC and emergency services right away.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate power awareness red tag drill taught to every single trainee. If you can't see the safety, don't touch the cable. You have to treat every single power cable as if it's live, unprotected, and critical. If you don't know exactly where it leads or what safety mechanisms are in place, you simply do not touch the whole shebang.
We're going to wrap up this explainer with a profound absolute truth from the telecom frontline. A technician's life is infinitely more important than network traffic. The extreme discipline required to maintain our global networks isn't just about keeping the internet fast. It's about keeping the actual people who build it alive. So, the next time you browse the web today, ask yourself, do you fully appreciate the invisible, high-stakes discipline keeping you connected?